Hello and welcome to Digging the Coast 365. Day 3 of metal detecting with McPaul, the English Scotsman. Right, well, it's quite weird this. We're actually detecting where I stayed the other day, the wigwam place. When I stayed in a wigwam, we're detecting the fields there. It's got permission everywhere.
It's called the loft.
The loft. If you want to wigwam, go to the loft. There used to be a town here, just over yonder, so we're going to be doing around there. There's been things found here from the 1600's by Paul, but this town, it's not on the maps from about 1870 onwards, so it's disappeared before then, but it is on a map from the 1600's, so we know there was a town there. So I'm hopeful I'm going to find a town, as long as it were made of metal. Let's do this! So my first signal of the day, it's a beautiful field to detecting, guys. The grass is nice and short, you've nothing knocking your coil. The ground is beautiful and moist, so that's good for getting deeper with the detector, because they like a bit of damp. First signal is a coin, and it could, well, it looks an old one. It's thin. I hope, whoa, I think I've got an extremely old coin there. Let me clean him up. So I have cleaned it up. It's a hammered coin. I can't make anything out. I can see there is writing around the edge. I can't make out, there is like, it could be someone's head, I don't know. I would guess at 1600's, early 1700's, but I don't know. It is just a guess. But yeah, definitely hammered. I don't think it's silver underneath. I think there'd be more showing. Although when I do rub it, I am seeing little sparkly silvery bits, but I don't know. All I know is I'm very, very happy with that. In this old ancient town which isn't here anymore. What a start! What a start! Signal number 2. Now I said to Paul, because he's metal detected here before, I said, have you found any pottery or anything? And he hasn't. But I think this is. It is made out of metal, but that to me looks like the rim of a pot of some kind. And another really interesting find. It looks like it's from a door lock. That would be my guess. It's fascinating because I've just seen the maps, you know, where the town wasn't, the little village wasn't on it in 1870, but it was in the 1600's map. And there was about a good 30 buildings here, 30 little houses. And when you're pulling something up like that, which must have been from that village, and that could have been on the front door of one of them, it's just such a great thrill. That is history, that is digging proper history, is that. And now we have the handle off a very old knife. See at the bottom there where the blade was attached. I'm loving, honestly, I do love my For's relic. I'm going to have to spend some time with this and just try and get the chattering down a bit. It's not too bad, but I need to get it off. If I can just make that silent, it is the ideal machine for me. I'm not showing me actually doing the digs, guys, because I'm just using my phone. I'm not using my big camera. It's just so much easier. But fingers crossed, either in tomorrow's video or the day after, I'm going to be trying something new where you will be seeing me digging, and it could be a bit special. We'll have to wait and see. But I've just found this coin, and I'm a bit disappointed because it's a 1956 halfpenny. I want the old stuff. Normally I'd be over the moon with that, but because I know the 1600's things here, I want the older stuff. Let's follow Paul on a live dig. Oh, it's in your hand, it's in your hand.
It's black gold, Dad.
Black gold, oh, it's coke, it's coke.
It's coke.
It's coke.
Yeah. Take that off the field so nobody else struggles over it.
Yeah, never mind.
That was a lovely hit.
I found another coin, by the way.
Oh, did you? What did you get?
1956 halfpenny.
Oh, I think I dropped that the last time I was here.
Oh, that'll have been when you were celebrating your 40th birthday.
That will be it.
I was just digging a hole right in that hole there, and I've just found another hammered coin. 2 hammered coins in my first hour. Is it nice?
It's beautiful.
Let's
It's
have a look.
really lovely. Look at that. You can see all the inscription around
Yeah,
the
you
edges.
can see the writings, definitely next to your
Very
finger.
thin though. And on here you can just
Yeah.
start to see. I think when that's cleaned up you'll be able to see what that is really nicely.
I think it's absolutely beautiful. In
Gorgeous.
fact, just turn it back over again. And that way, a little bit.
How much more?
Other way. I thought I saw like an animal. Like a dog or something.
Well, I was going to say, did you see a picture of my face? But none of you think it's a dog.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not your face. It's not big enough. Lovely. In fact, I can see the outline of the date there.
Yeah.
That looks like 2 numbers. Anyway, that's beautiful. I've got another hammered coin. 2 hammered coins. How are you getting on, Paul?
Aye, great. Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.
2, he's had 2.
Woohoo! Now I've just been playing around with the settings on my machine. I've got rid of the chattering. I've got a lovely signal back there. But firstly, let's go see how Paul's doing, because he says he's found something.
What this is? Very thick and heavy.
I think I know what that is. If I
Yeah.
can feel, I need to feel it to know. No, I think it's a medallion actually. I thought it was an old cartwheel penny from 1777. Or was it 1797? Sorry, but no, it's a different rim. I think that's some kind of medallion, some kind of medal. It's very far gone. We can't really see what it is, but there is some silver specks coming through. But I think it was copper with a silver plating, and I think it's some kind of medallion. Yeah, it's just so far gone. Although, no, you've got the line there as if it could be the cartwheel penny type. It might be a... It could be a cartwheel penny, 1797. It could be.
Well, that would be a first for me. That'd be lovely. I'll clean it up when I get home and see if I can have a look at what's on it.
Yeah, very good. Now let's go dig the proper signals over here. A bomb. A bomb. I think I've found part of a bomb. I might be wrong, but is this that cordyline or whatever they call it? I know the British... 'cause I've not found many British things like this. But I do know British used to have something in the bullets which was like spaghetti. And it was called cord something. I can't remember the name. But I think that's part of a bomb. Not dangerous, I'm pretty sure, but yeah. I'm loving you right now, I really am. Now that you're quiet, I just want to find another hammered coin with it to make a deep hammered coin to make sure it's getting the depth and it's picking up the coins. But I've just found a beautiful button. Look at that. Now, I do know they had, I don't know if they called it liver or liver buttons from the livery or livery, I don't know what they call it. But that actually says liver on it. As in, Liverpool, my football team. What a beautiful, beautiful find. Or it could be LNER, Elizabeth Regina. It might be, now I'm thinking about it, LV. I'm trying to think what that would stand for around here. It's not I, is it? It's not Inverness, no. Yeah, I think it says LNER, but I'm not positive. Could be a military button. Whatever kind of button it is, it's beautiful. And it's all mine. Woohoo! Guys, I've found another hammered coin. I'm not going to bore you too much with them now until I clean them up, but that's number 4, I think, and I can see silver glistening through. I'll clean these up as soon as I get back and hopefully get some decent pictures for you. Number 4. I think this is just brass. I'm getting excited thinking it could be gold. It's very heavy, but you've got a gold colour showing through there. I don't know, I think it's some kind of handle of something. Not sure. Maybe just a tool with a copper handle. Lovely little find from Paul here. It says saddle on it, I believe. It says saddle in the middle and Elgin underneath, which is where we are, pretty much. And on the top, I'm not sure. I think that's a P in the middle. OP. Don't know, but probably from a saddler's badge or something. Very nice. My little metal detecting tip of the day for you. When you've got a machine with, especially when you're having a big coil on it, or it's a slightly heavier machine, you can get an achy arm very quickly. Two little tips for you. Firstly, when you're setting it up, you know, you've got your notches to adjust the length. Make sure the machine's quite well balanced so that you can pretty much balance it on your thumb. If you can do that, some of them won't allow that. Just try and get it very well balanced, because that'll save on a lot of the weight. Number two, if you are swinging for an hour and your arm's falling off, just adjust the length again to something else, and it uses different muscles in your arm. Just two little tips for you there. I love giving tips, you know. I'm not very good at many things, but I'd like to think I'm pretty good at metal detecting nowadays. I've been doing it a while and a lot of hours. I got very excited then, started pulling some chain out, but it's nothing and there's nothing else in the hole. A bit of a chain, maybe off a bracelet, who knows. We've got about half an hour left. Paul's got to go to the doctor's because he's really old and he's got a bad knee. But I'm relieved to be honest with you. I'm tired. It was quite late when we finished yesterday, and my arm's killing me because there's hardly been any signals on this side. Plenty of signals, that's where we're finding everything down there. Not as many over here, and the ones I'm getting up here is not very good. It looks like I've just found the biggest key in history. Look at the size of it. Oh, a double-sided key. What on earth is that? Maybe off some farmer's irrigation or something and some tubes went through it, I don't know. How weird. So here we are at Lochindorb Castle. Lochindorb Castle, well, Lochindorb for a start means lock of trouble. The name of this lock is Lochindorb. Lochindorb, the lock of trouble. Now, it was built in the 1200s. It's been visited by King Edward I of England in 1303. He stayed there for 9 days. And it's also been used as a prison and a garrison for English troops. But that's not what's so exciting about it. What's exciting about it is it was given by King... who was it? King Robert II gave it to his son. Who was his son? He was a bad man. Alexander Stuart. Alexander has a few names. Alexander Stuart, Earl of Buchan, Great Alexander, son of the king, or Lord of Badenoch, or as he later became known, the Wolf of Badenoch. That's what I'm going to start calling him for the rest of this story, the Wolf. He's a big bad wolf, and this was his castle, this is where he lived. So the Wolf lived from 1343 to 1405, and his dad gave him this castle and a load of land as soon as he got made king of Scotland. And he just used to go around terrorising everybody. He'd charge far too much taxes, he'd take anything he wanted, he didn't care what anyone else said, he went round raping and pillaging. He was a nasty piece of work. He had a band of men with him, and they just used to bully everyone in this entire area. He'd take all the money from the locals, leaving no money for the church, because people used to give money to the church, and they didn't have any money to give. So the bishops, they weren't happy at all. They weren't happy with him. Because in them days, churches used to rule their own little bit. They used to have a lot of power, but not in this area, not in near Elgin, in the Moray area of Scotland, because of the Wolf. He was getting it all, and the bishops and the churches weren't happy. He was married to a lady called Euphemia, but she couldn't have any kids. And he ended up just deserting her. He just went knocking on this other girl's door, gave her 7 children, 6 boys, 1 girl, and he was knocking her off. And the bishop wasn't happy. One of the bishops turned round and he said, hey, Wolfie. He wasn't known as Wolfie back then, no one dare say that to his face, but I'm calling him Wolfie. Hey Wolfie, get back to your wife. You're cheating on your wife, you can't do that, this is 1400s. You know, it's not 21st century, you can't get away with doing things like that. So the wolf agreed, strangely enough. He agreed, he says, yeah, you're right, I should go back to my wife. Alright then, see you later, Bishop. I'll do it tomorrow, yeah? Yeah, alright then. He didn't do it. So because he didn't do it, the bishop helped his wife to get a divorce. Can you imagine a divorce in the 1400s? Can't have been many of them. But he helped to get a divorce, and she did get divorced. She got all her lands back, which she had before she married him. And I think one of them was the Isle of Skye. She got all her lands back and went away, and never to be seen again. As you can imagine, the wolf wasn't happy with the bishop. So he got his revenge. Our Wolfie, he went on a rampage. He went to Forres, a little town where I've just been shopping. Nice little town as well. He went there and just rampaged through it, destroying everything. And he burnt down an abbey, a church, a monastery and a cathedral. Loads of stuff. You just can't go around doing that. But he did. Now his dad, King Robert II, he'd just died, and his brother, Wolfie's brother, had taken over as king. Now he wasn't as soft as his dad. He was like, hey, you just can't get away with doing that, because the bishop went running to the new king, Robert III. Now this is a funny one. He was called Robert III, but his name was James. Don't ask me, I don't know, I just don't know. I do know most things, I don't know that. So Wolfie's brother were a bit cheesed off. So he said to Wolfie, Wolfie, get your bum down here, we want a word with you. We've heard what you've been up to. So Wolfie goes down there with his tail between his legs, he's scared stiff, he don't know what they're going to say. Gets down there, says, I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have done it. I know I shouldn't have done it, but he was picking on me, you know, making me try and be with my wife. I've got another bit on the side, she's far better, and my wife couldn't have kids. It's no excuse. You can't go around burning churches and abbeys and cathedrals and stuff. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to have to take a bit of land off you. We'll take a bit of land off you, say you're sorry, and we'll forget all about it. Just don't do anything like this again. He agreed. And for the rest of his life, now, this is where I'm not sure what happens. I think he calmed down a bit, but his sons didn't. He had 6 sons with this tart, and they were right rebels. They were worse than him. Now, 3 of his sons went to prison for murder, believe it or not. That's how bad they were. And another, now this is the bit I'm complicated with. Somebody called Alexander Stewart did this, and I don't know if it's Wolfie himself, because that was his name, or it was his son, because he had the same name. I think it might be his son, but it might be Wolfie. There's a guy called Malcolm Drummond who died in mysterious circumstances, and all his money and his land went to his wife. So Alexander Stewart, either Wolfie or his son, kidnapped her and said, right, sign that saying all that land and all the money is mine and I'll let you go. So she did. She ran off and she got it annulled. You know, she told the king what had happened. She says, hey, that brother of yours, or nephew, whichever it was, they've taken me castle and my land and all my money. She says, don't worry, love, just write on this piece of paper, we'll forget that. You've got your land back. All right, take care. So Alexander Stewart didn't get his land after all. He did for a few minutes, but then it got taken off him. So he got clever. He thought, well, if I can't kidnap her and threaten her, maybe I can make her fall in love with me to get her land. So he went back to her and he starts being nice and courting her and being lovely. The stupid woman married him. She married him and he got all his land anyway. That's a true story. So yeah, I think that might have been his son, Alexander Stewart. But the Wolf of Badenoch, a bad man. Possibly the worst man in Scottish history. Certainly one of them. He lived there. So that's it for today. Very, very tired. It's 2:30. My old man here, he's got to go to the doctor's to get a new leg. So by 5 o'clock I should be settled down and be able to relax and unwind. Didn't get a chance to unwind last night. But another good day, yeah?
Great day. Great day.
On digging the coast, that's how you do it in proper deaf sign language stuff.
Hello! Conrad the Cone, wanting to remind everybody to help Deep Digger Dan and donate all that loose change in your pockets, your wallet, purses, bank accounts, whatever. Donate it to Raise the Sunshine and help some seriously ill kids get their wishes fulfilled. Yeah. Come on! Get in! What? I'm not doing the finger thing. Well, I don't have any fingers. Oh. Okay. Digging the coast. 3, 6, 5.